Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gabby, you can call me G, and today I'm gonna do a testimony video on my surgery, because I just feel like it would be real flaw of me to have God bless me like that, and then that's kind of fake. Like, you know how I'm gonna post a whole surgery vlog, an hour long, part 1, part 2 coming up, and an hour a piece, and not acknowledge the reason that I even have all of these blessings, you know. So I got my little handy dandy notes here. Oh, notebook done fell apart on me, but I got my little notes here just because when I'm not a storyteller, hence there are no story times on this channel, because my mind just goes everywhere. So I did jot down like some key things to remember. Yep, I was getting lymphatic drainage massages, and you know, she do her thing. She goes crazy. So 2 days after, I'm always like in pain, and that's because just how my body works. Some of my sutures are still trying to push out in certain areas, but really just one area of my sutures was trying to like spit out, because that was the bigger side. So I noticed like a trend of that happening. So I was like, okay, let me slow down on the lymphatics until I'm all the way closed up. Like, they're an amazing thing to do. I did them to prepare for surgery, so I definitely recommend it. Like, that's why I'm doing all these videos, to give advice to anybody who's going through this, because like I say, like, I'm gonna figure it out so you don't have to. Like, call me scientist of whatever, because yeah. So I picked these up from Whole Foods. They're lymphatic drops. I see ladies getting them when they get like lipo and stuff like that, but they are really good for any type of swelling, any type of, you know, because you want to continuously get that fluid out so that you could keep healing at a normal rate or a faster rate. Well, this is my first time trying it, so I'm gonna try them on camera with y'all and let y'all know my taste test reaction. Okay, let's see. Let's read the box. It says to take 30 drops. That's a lot of drops. Okay, so let me do that. And while can't do nothing like an adult. Anywho, so I'm gonna just start from where I think it's important that I start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. You can tell I very much cannot walk and chew bubble gum. 2, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Okay, shake it up, get the taste test for y'all, and then we're gonna start the testimony. Normally I brought like some adrenal drops one time from Sprouts, and they were this color. Horrible. Okay, no taste, literally just my water. All right, definitely can do that. All right, so it's important for me to like give the backstory of how I was before, because God came and pulled up and got me in like 22. Prior to that, like, I knew of him. I went to church with my family and my mom when I was younger. I mean, the deep Baptist church. I heard like demons screaming out of ladies on the floor, like, so real deal. I come from a church background for sure. But as I grew older, like, it wasn't really, I didn't get to know him for myself. I didn't take that initiative, so I'll just say that. Like, you know, I was outside, I was in the world. Like, I didn't really know how far apart from him I was until I started trying to get closer to God. So I'm really ambitious, so I'm going after these careers. I always had the mindset like, yeah, you can ask God or you can pray to God, but I was one of those people that felt like it was a trap. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I felt like when people of the Christians and everything like that say to, you know, just let God do it, put it in God's hands, this and that, and I thought it was a setup. I'm like, okay, but you have to do something too. Like, you can't just sit here and let everything just go to shreds. And the whole time that's not what they mean. But at the same time, I just felt like, okay, I need to take 80%, gotta give you 20, if that. I may have not been literally saying that, but that's what my actions were showing, right? So anyway, I I'm sorry, y'all, bear with me. Like I said, if things get like, that's why I try with the notes, okay? So yeah, so like I said, I'm really ambitious. I'm going for this music career and everything like that. And something had happened that was like really hurt my soul, like, because I felt like I was so close. Made one of the best tracks I ever made, and it was getting hot. And drops working already. I'm sorry if it's dark too, y'all. But yeah, I felt like I made one of the best tracks. And you know, I literally was in a situation, about to be in a situation, like major label type thing, whatever like that. And everything just went to pieces. Like, it just did not work out, right? And it hurt me so bad because I felt like I was so close. And mind you, this whole time that I'm trying to go for this, I'm doing this, dang, I forgot my goals, but if I'll like put it in the sidebar when I get home if I find it. But keloids was something that I struggled with like for a long time. I want to say I got the first one on my chest when I was in high school, but I didn't really know about it. Like, I didn't know what it was. And then years went on, they just started to form off of any little small little thing. So I had some form like on my actual breast area, right? And when that happened, it wasn't that big of a deal. But with keloids, they keep growing, so it kept getting larger, and the physical symptoms got worse. The itching, the shooting pains through them, and this and that. So I went to go get it removed for the first time, and that was in 2018. That's when I was like, okay, like, let me try something other than the steroid injections, because I was off of that. I was like, no more steroid injections. I want to go to surgery route. Stay with me. It's the reason why I even talked about my ambition, my career, and me being that close to like making it, right? It's the reason. So I get that first surgery, and the surgeon, the technique was just not good for my body, and he didn't factor in something, which was that I needed a lift for it to even be successful, because one of the main growth factors of keloids is tension. So he did not factor that in, and they came back, you know, anytime that they grow back, they're going to grow back twice as big. So they did grow back larger and all of that. And now I'm talking about, I feel like I got mosquitoes every time I work out. Like, it feels like it's 1,000 mosquito bites on my breast. Like, going to shower in the morning is like, looking at myself is just driving me insane. It's really put me in the darkest place of my life. Not gonna, for me to have that and then already have some like on my shoulder here and there, like, it was just really bringing me down. So I'm like, I need to do this for my mental health. I have to fix this. So my whole objective became, get this money for this surgery. Like, I remember going to the consultation out here in LA. The doctor that I had the surgery with this time, and the reason I chose him was because I had a shoulder surgery with him, which went well. And after that, I said, okay, I'm sticking with him, sticking by his side, don't care. So went to consultation with him, and he told me the amount. Well, he told me what I would need. And then I called in, was like, hey, you still have me on file? How much is it? Da, da, da. Now, mind you, I'm calling like I'm Cardi B money moves. Like, I'm ready to make them. Like, I just have it. But that's just how I am. I'm a very, anybody that knew me, all my friends will tell you that, like, she don't know how she's gonna get something, but if she wants it, little did I know, that was always God. But, well, most of the time, I won't say always. But so yeah, right, I get the number in my head, and every day my life becomes, get this dollar amount. You know how the little thing was going around like a year or two ago, what was it, during the pandemic, like I need to figure out how to get this money by tomorrow. And that was the whole thing. Like, I need to figure out how to get this money for by tomorrow, literally. And that was starting to drive me insane. So mind you, this is why I brought the whole career thing. While I'm going for that career, now mind you, I'm not going for that career type of being an artist because of the benefits and the perks and the lifestyle and the bag and the this and the that. I literally am a creative. I've been dancing. I got a scholarship at Debbie Allen when I was in high school. Like, so that it's literally in my blood. Like, I just love, I was born to dance. That's one of those talents God just gave me. And then I had an ex and he introduced me to music and rapping and stuff like that. And I love like putting the wordplay together. So it became this, I felt like I belonged. That's where I needed to be, right? And so anyway, that happens, and right when that bad thing happens, when I was in talks to that situation and everything like that, I gotta slow down. Like, yeah, I don't, as you can tell, like, I don't really do opening up, talking story time type of videos, so just bear with me. My speech might sound weird and all that, but so yeah, after the studios, after that situation or whatever goes south, it's literally at the same time that I'm consulting about this surgery. I got the number in my head. They telling me the advanced amount. They telling me this. They telling me that. And I'm like, whew. All I'm thinking, little do they know, all I'm thinking is like, I'm trying to provide for myself for this surgery. Like, I'm trying to handle a medical concern. Like, little do these people know. And so that goes completely left field. And it kind of let me know too, without letting me know, like, the industry is not for me. I still believe that, yes, that lane of being creative is for me. And yes, I love to do art, any type of art and music. I felt at home, but at the same time, that industry, I do not feel at home. Not as God's daughter. So I don't immediately come to that revelation though, right? But I let it go, that became another cross I had to bear on me every day that was so heavy. It was because I was idolizing a career path, and I was idolizing success, and I was idolizing even getting this surgery above just getting a relationship with God. So I just was going through it. I was so sad about it. Every day I remember praying to God, like, just please take this feeling of failure away from me, because I was like so sad about it. I was so down. It, like, crying every day, all day, because I felt like I was this close and it was just like snatched from under me. So this whole time that I'm going to the studio, leaving at 2 in the morning, I'm training my clients in the gym at 8 a.m. the next day. 10 a.m. I'm there. What's up? Because I didn't drink like that at the studio. So what's good? And I say that to say, during that time, God, it was always a knowing. It was always a voice in my head, like, keep training your clients. Do not let go of your business. Do not let go of the fitness. Like, keep training your client, even if it's just one. Like, keep that client on deck. So that's what I did. Like I said, even if I was leaving late at night, the next morning I was going to train a client. So when everything went left and I was in a really dark place, I heard God say, help somebody else first. Help them, and then I'll help you. Or just, like, you know, something to that effect. So that's what I did. I put all my energy into training somebody else, into building somebody else up, into making somebody else feel better about themselves. The devil really busy, ain't it? So let me turn the air on. I put all my energy into training somebody else, and it was healing me. It really was. Like, what God told me to do was helping me to just become more at peace, and it was causing me to, like, seek him little by little. Did I know, like, through obedience. So once he saw I was obedient to that first move, he was like, all right, so now it's, you know. So I just remember feeling a sense of peace. Like I said, that feeling of failureness and all that went away. He brought my hope back, and I was like, okay, I'm about to shake back. Like, I'm about to just go hard on this fitness business, like 1,000. I got my degree in kinesiology in 2016. I've been personal training clients till like since that summer, basically, like since then. So but it's been like very here and there, because it took me 1 year. It did not take me long at all, 1 summer, and I was like, yeah, I want to build this online though. I never wanted to build the fitness business as a brick and mortar, like training in person. I was like, yeah, I want to build an online community. Like, I want to make this, like, I have so many ideas about how I can innovate, because I got my fitness transformation without a trainer, so I know it could be possible for others without a trainer with them physically in the gym. Anywho, tangent. So yeah, I'm training that client and I'm getting closer to God. After this, I eventually started working at a private personal training studio in San Pedro. So I'm working there, and I'm hearing God just keep telling me, hey, start looking up this stuff for keloid. Just start looking up the pathology, start looking up, like, just start looking into it as what would they call it, like a, I don't know, but start looking into it. And let me tell you why this was not an easy thing to do, because every time I look into it, I will cry. Because I just felt like this is so ridiculous that there's no real way, nothing has been came up with yet to fight this. And it's the search result is so minimized, it's so trivial, like the way that they put it on the internet. Oh, you may experience emotional difficulty from it, you may this or that, it may cause you know, yeah, emotional, some kind of way they put it, discomfort and the itching and the pain, and but it does not. And that's the problem, right? This whole medical industry considers it cosmetic, and it absolutely is not. That's another reason why I'm here. I'm hoping down the line I can, like, you know, be a part of that change, because it's not cosmetic, and I'm tired of it affecting our community, and I'm tired of it being put like on the back burner, because it's something that can ruin lives. So anyway, yeah, I cry every time I look into it, because I felt overwhelmed. I felt like hopelessness. I felt like this thing problem is so big and I'm so little. I used to feel like that every time I looked it up, because I just felt like when something grows in your body without control, that's a different type of like betrayal. You literally feel betrayed by your body. So I'm looking it up, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't the first time, it wasn't the second time. I don't remember which time it was, but God gave me, let me see if it's still in my, God downloaded to my head one time when I was getting in the shower one morning, when I was doing my whole morning routine. I have to go to the gym at 6 a.m. as soon as I open my eyes, to get some positive energy, to get, like, you know, those endorphins going, just so that I could take a shower. That was my morning routine. I kid you not. I had to do that to function every day. And the quote that he gave me, dang, I hope I could find it. Like, you're not a victim, you're a victor. Something like that. It was something to the effect of that. If I find it, I will put it on the screen after, but I don't want to take too long looking for it. So I kept that quote in my head, and it kind of strengthened me. It made me feel like, okay, you are not only doing this for you, you're going on this path to try to find other avenues of healing this, and letting God, like, open different doors to you know, education and things like that to heal this, is gonna help so many people. I mean, whenever I think about posting my surgery vlog, something like that, I'm like, I mean, I had it bad. Who has that on there? But there literally are people, and you know how I know? Because I watch their surgery page, I watch their lives, And that strengthens me too. Like, this community is out there. It strengthened me to like keep trying to search for information for it without feeling overwhelmed. So finally I got to the point where I was like, who's about to try and ruin my life? I wish a rebellious cell would. So it got to that point, right, where I was like, yeah, I ended up like, you know how they say Christians get really bold, you get really swear. Okay, so I started to get like that. Like, I became my own scientist. I was doing so much research down to I'm finding the gene for me. Okay, like, how do you turn this gene off? How do you temper it like naturally? Like, I'm going crazy. So I started doing all that. Mind you, I still have $0 to my name. Okay, not literally, but I'm not up like that. Like I said, I'm personal training at the private client gym, but because I always knew I wanted to build this business online, I'm the kind of person who, it's a good trait and a bad one. Like, I overthink. It gets me out of it prevents a lot of things from happening, but at the same time, like, I overthink, and it stops me from sometimes doing certain things in the right now. So if that makes sense. So that's why I wasn't going hard to build an in-person clientele, because I'm like, yo, I'm trying to build online. And anyway, when I have to have these surgeries, I'm not trying to constantly pull back from my clientele, have them be inconsistent. You know, they looking at me for accountability too. I'm not trying to do that to people. Yeah, I'm doing all this research, didn't have the money, yada yada yada. At that same time, my mom just kind of passes the information to me casually, like, your aunt wants to pay for your surgery. Okay, like, I'm just froze, because I'm like, what? Where did this come from? I'm also getting to the point where I'm like, I want to just get a different job that's outside of, even though this is within my field. Like, once my mom said that, I was like, okay, this is a definite confirmation. Like, I need to just get something and get really good insurance, because that was the thing with the personal training thing. Yes, it was flexible, it's built around my schedule, but I had no I didn't have the kind of benefits that I would need to get the surgery. So I was like, okay. Then I started looking for a full-time job outside of that industry, and when I tell you, struggle bus, it was a struggle. I never had that much of a struggle getting a job before, and I'm like, what is going on? I mean, people were saying the economy, people were saying that these companies are posting jobs that they don't actually have open. Like, that position is actually not vacant. Like, it's not there. But they're just interviewing for it. I don't know, but it was why is this man blowing leaves like crazy in front of me right now? Anyway, it was crazy. Like, I mean, I'm going to second, third interviews, then getting left off of bad and bougie. I'm getting told, like, because I got my degree in kinesiology and exercise science, and I was like, okay, well, I could do physical therapy aid, right? So I apply to a place, second interview, whatever like that. This lady even fixes her mouth to get on the script on the phone, like, oh yeah, next time you come up here, next time you come in, make sure you like get some scrubs or whatever. So I'm thinking, like, yeah, you're not gonna tell me to buy something and I don't have the job. So I get the scrubs, all that. They ghost me. All right, they never called me back, never said nothing, and I ended up using those scrubs anyway, which y'all gonna see in the next couple of videos. But I mean, but luckily I was getting a lot of revelation into spiritual warfare at this time. Thank God that he was like building me up in the faith and kind of getting me off of the little, what do they call it? I'm still not at the big people food yet. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm trying to understand all of it, but I definitely was understanding that when you're trying to go towards the right path, the enemy gonna make it harder. So luckily I saw I was hanging in there. Dropped interviews, dropped this, dropped that, and all. I was hanging in there. I was like, okay. And I got hired at Saks. My personality, I'm an introvert. But when it comes to putting something on, side note, when I was like 4 or 5, my auntie took me to the mall. I put a dress on. I did not want to take it off, and they had to ring me up in a dress. I would cry every time they tried to take me out the dress. So yeah, imagine that. Grown. Yeah, so that's how I am about clothes, fashion. Like, I love it, hence the YouTube channel, because I'm like, listen, I love all the YouTube girlies, the Aaliyah J's, like, yes. So I'm able to sell really well there because even though I'm not an extrovert, I'm not fake, and people commented on that a lot, and they really appreciated it, because if they ask me their opinion, like, I'm not gonna say something negative just to. That's not me. So if you like it and you feeling it and you don't ask for my opinion, which card would you like to use? But if you ask me, hey, what do you think about this? I'm not gonna be like, turn to the side. You know, if you put a Valentino blazer over that, it might look good. Like, no, I'm gonna be like, straight dead. It's gonna take me 2 seconds. That ain't it. That's not it. I don't like it. No, that does not suit you. Does not flatter you. That does not do you any justice. You know, I make it, you know, but I let them know, like, in a polite way, ma'am, miss girl, that's not the one. So just imagine that I'm able to, when I get put in the designer department and stuff, those commission checks and stuff like that, I'm able to save in a way that I have not been able to at any other job. So I'm putting this in for a reason, right? Because I got traumatized from working and saving up for the surgeries and doing this and doing that, because it's hard to save when you're making the same amount of money every 2 weeks and it's not enough, you know. But here is the first job where I'm like, okay, if I get put on this floor this week, rubbed hands like Birdman. I know, of course, it was God, like, blessing me through people just coming up to me. I mean, people would just come up. I'll never forget this one guy just came up to me. Like, the designer floor also is like hawks. Like, it's terrible how people, associates, act on that floor. But he literally, somebody was like, oh, do you need help? He's like, no, her right there. Hey, can you help me, please? Checked out like 16K. And I'm like, what? Like, and that's because of, like, you know, I literally give that kind of stuff to God. Like, that was not me. So we're at the point where I already know my aunt wants to pay for my surgery, and I'm in this heavy research mode. I'm in heavy research mode about it, and but I can't even book my surgery date until 3 months when the benefits are there. So I'm just working and trying to, you know, keep the faith while I'm working, i.e. save money and understand that I'm getting this surgery, and I do all that, and I start doing research, and I start getting lymphatic drainage massages, and God put it on me to do that, like, start getting lymphatic drainage before surgery. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I start doing it. I love the spa, so that wasn't hard. But I start doing things like that just to help me. I start beet juicing every day before work, just things to really help with my health. It comes down to like a month and a half before the surgery, and I'm like, listen, I need to get, mind you, because it's out of state. That's another thing I didn't mention, that I called to you know, put me on the books for the surgery. The only options I had were on the East Coast, and I chose Maryland. I'm like, okay, I gotta get this hotel, Airbnb, whatever the case. So I ended up, I'm searching. Now, I'm very picky about that kind of stuff, so I'm having a good old time searching. I'm like, save 10 different places, and but I know I needed a full kitchenette because I was being very specific and intentional about my diet, like post-surgery, and I wanted to have counter space to juice and everything. And so I found a place, and now there was also Residence Inn and I think like 2 other places that had full kitchenettes. However, these places were twice as much as this place I was looking at, which was newer, floor to ceiling windows. I mean, it was beautiful. And I'm like, to the point where I was kind of skeptical, like, is this real? I'm not gonna show up and get dismembered. Like, what is going on? So I just prayed about it. I was like, God, it's real. I was like, I don't know. So I just did a whole bunch of Yelp searches on it, whatever like that, and it seemed legit. Had a whole bunch of reviews from different places, so I'm like, okay. But the only thing was, they didn't let you had to prepay the whole thing up, and I wanted to stay for 2 weeks. My flight was already booked for 2 weeks, and there's a reason behind that too. Like, I'm gonna do more videos about all the stuff that I found out. Definitely doing another video about that. If you do have any questions about surgery, like, drop them here, and then I'm also gonna post in my community tab a picture, and you're gonna see it's gonna be surgery Q&A. Drop all your questions about the surgery. Sorry, I told y'all my brain is saving, but still, like, I'm still getting there, you know what I mean? I don't have the whole thing for the hotel yet, for the place that I found. Y'all, why does my cousin, now mind you, I'm gonna like tie this whole thing up at the end the best I can, but right now I'm just stating facts. My cousin texts me. I didn't say anything. I didn't mention anything. I didn't ask anything. I didn't say anything. But my cousin texted me. She's like, hey, you know, I know I can't be there or whatever, but I definitely want to help you out. Let me know if you need me to put the room on my car, da-da-da. I'm like, oh my God. Because I knew I needed it to be booked. It was to the point where it's saying, like, we only got 1 left of these. Now, if they be lying or not, I don't know. But all I knew was, like, I didn't want to chance it. And it was saying, like, we have 1 left. And I had a certain amount of lump sum saved. And I was like, oh my God, yes. Like, this is literally God is working through everyone to ensure this. It's insane. So, I'm like, yes, like, please, I'll send you what I have now, and then, you know, we worked it out, and I'm like so thankful. So boom, that's booked. I get there, surgery day. Do you know that this place says penthouse?
The door open. What?
Penthouse.
Oh, you're on the penthouse floor? Excuse me. That's just crazy. Like, I was going to sleep every night with a smirk on my face, like it propped up half alive with a smirk on my face. So anyway, I just wanted to say all that to say, now if you have a rewinder and you go back to the beginning of this story, I need you to understand that this is a testimony in so many ways. Like, my aunt, I never voiced to my family really what I was struggling with this, because I just felt like, you know, I'm just trying to get through it, like, you know. And I felt like if I didn't want to seem like a burden on anybody, and oh, I guess I wore these sunglasses for a reason, child. But I didn't want to seem like a burden, and I was just like, okay, you know, but somebody who did know what I was going through was God. My mother knew too, because she go to appointments with me, like, you know, every appointment she's there. So that's a testimony. That's a blessing in itself, to have like such a supportive parent, because not a lot of people see it and understand what you go through mentally, you know, and emotionally and spiritually and all that. It's like a whole thing. So my mom, I don't know, but it's just like, for that to be laid on somebody's heart, because you got to understand, from the outside looking in, at least how I see it, people don't understand what people with keloids go through. like, or how it affects your life, or how it causes you to just like freeze your life, because whether you try to or not, and I'm not talking for the people who, I'm not speaking for you if you're completely comfortable with yours. That's a blessing, that's beautiful, but I have to be true to myself. And I'm somebody who God did not grace with that charisma, whatever you want to call it. No, they affect me, and I'm not gonna lie about it either, you know. So for someone who it was never physically put in my shoes to understand, but God still put it on their hearts to pay for this whole thing. It's not like, you know, they're like, oh, a literal health condition that everybody knows is like detrimental and to your health, and that like you might pass away, you know, that's different. But nobody sees this like that. I was literally trying to get that money myself to save myself, because my quality of life was at a -5. And so for God to put it on her heart to just pay for my surgery outright, and not even fully have been told for me, you know, hey, this is what I'm going through, this that, can you help me, like, just out of the blue. And mind you, this is why I said let's rewind to the beginning, right? The timelines. I'm doing research so that I'm able to keep the blessing, so that I'm able to take care of the surgery properly, so that I'm able to stop the reoccurrence, and, you know, have the nerve to post it on YouTube, because with knowledge comes confidence, or whatever quote that is. If you know what quote I'm talking about, put it in the comments. My brain can't think of it right now. But, you know, the more you literally learn about some things, anything, the more comfortable and confident with it you become. So mind you, he has me, I don't even know how I'm gonna get this money at this point. He has me researching. He has me dealing with it. He has me facing it. So that's like a blessing of wisdom too, because it was this testimony video, or you know that viral video going around of like Dominic Morrow. I watched that a lot. I watched everyone that pops up, because I'm like, wow. But he said something real in there, like, God will not just bless you with money and financially. Matter of fact, like, most of the times those things sometimes don't, that's not even him, you know, like wisdom, things that you wouldn't even think are blessings from God. Hope, like, those are true leveling, like God is really leveling you up in the spirit. So for me, wisdom, you know, he was teaching me what not to do. Again, like when I go through this again, like, you know, this is what you do, this is how you healed it, and I'm gonna give you the nerve to post it so that you can help others. Like, that's my whole goal with this portion of, you know, with the surgery videos and stuff. So he's giving me that time, like same time he's putting it on her heart to pay. I just can't get over that, y'all. The timeline is what gets me. The timeline. So I'm gonna seal it all up here, I think. No promises, but I think I'm gonna seal it all up here. When she, like, post-op, like I said, I'm 2 months. I saw her maybe 3 weeks ago, because she lives out of state, when she was visiting, and I came to see her, and I was just like thanking her so much, like, you don't know what this does for me, you know. And she was like, that wasn't my money, that was God's money. That right there is how I knew, like, this was all from him. This was all him putting it on her heart to do that. Like, this was all him. And I definitely would be failing my walk if I did not get on here and, like, share this as a testimony to anybody who is in my position. Like, it may not be surgery that you need, but it's something that you feel like you need more than air. You gotta let it go. and you gotta just seek God and get closer to him, and he will, at the same time that he's providing the solution, he's gonna be your ibuprofen, he's gonna be your loud, if you know what I'm talking about. He's gonna be all that for you while he's getting a solution together. So do not give up, and most importantly, don't try to solve your own problems, because I was that person that did not believe that God loved me that much, I guess. Or I don't know, I don't want to say he forgot about me, but I kind of was, I guess you could call it rebellious. I don't know, I was just like, listen, I'm going to make sure, I'm gonna see that this gets done. Whole time I was in the way, because it's like, okay, that really opened me up to a whole level of faith, because no matter what you do on this earth, and I did not get that into the situation, I promise, no matter how hard you try on this earth, if you want your blessing from God, like, he has to bless it. It has to be his will. He has to do it in his way, and you have to get out of the way. You could be sitting here toiling and all day, and if it's not right, it won't happen. And you can force things to happen, but you're forcing, you're barking up the wrong tree, to say the least, if you like force things, because that's where another kingdom gets involved, and it's like, oh, you want this? I'll do that for you. And you thinking it's God the whole time. Side note, like I said, I have a lot of tangents. But anyway, some up to say, yeah, I just couldn't be flawed like that. Like, I could not be fake. I think that's so fake. Like, how you gonna post your whole surgery vlog? Right? Yeah, where I'm at. I sponsored this. Hello. So I had to post my testimony video, and as encouragement to anybody, like I said, you waiting for your surgery money, is coming. You waiting for that job promotion, is coming. You're waiting to start a family, is coming. You waiting to get that business off the ground, is coming. You waiting until like you can just feel yourself enough to get up out of the bed every day and do daily activities of life and have enough energy without depression draining you, is coming. So I just wanted to say that. And oh girl, stand up, let me get this shakiness out of my voice. Okay, the story has been told. Yeah, and so with that being said, part 2 of the surgery vlog is going to be posted pretty much, I think, after this. And yeah, let the good times roll, you know what I mean? Because as you've heard, I have multiple of these. So subscribe if you would like to be a part of my future surgery vlogs, and you're on a fitness journey as well. Like, of course, I'm building my fitness business on this channel as well. And it's just a whole picture, you know, because I feel like entrepreneurship is connected to your inner self. You have to feel good on the inside to push through, and that's what this channel is about. It's about every angle of getting to the next level, every angle of your glow up. That's what this channel is about, hitting it from every single okay. So yeah, I think I finally am done, even though I only drank 2 sips of this lymphatic drainage water. But I promise you cannot taste it at all. So I'm not drinking it because it's nasty, and I need to finish it. Well, especially because that story got me choked up at 2 minutes. So okay, little punk. Anyway, yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. And I saw the subscribers coming in during my healing journey, and while I'm at home propped up, you know, drinking my protein shakes, and I'm like shook. So thank you so much if you are newly subscribed while I've been absent as well, over that, you know, long gap after the Vlogmas, and I just did them. Yeah, thank you for still subscribing after that. There's a story behind that. Like, I got content coming, like, it's, yeah. Anyway, Anyway, all right, see ya.